Hey guys, Dustin Medlin over here in Miami County, south of Hillsdale Lake, looking at a house. I'm here with Doug. How you doing, Doug?
I'm good.
All right, and I'm also here with the inspector, Gary, and he is checking out the electrical panel. We're going to see what he looks for when he looks at a panel. All right, hey Gary.
Hey, well, first of all, we're going to basically, you check to see if the panel's hot.
Okay.
And you can do that in a wide variety of areas. The easiest way is take one of these no contact voltage detectors and check it out. Make sure that the panel's not grounded and hot so the inspector stays safe. And you take the panels off, the covers off after you've taken pictures. We're checking for, is everything labeled? Then when the panel's open, we're going to identify how many amps the main breakers are. We're going to make sure that the service entrance cables are appropriate size. We're going to make sure that it has bonded from the neutral bus to the panel casing itself. We're going to check for double taps
On the neutral?
On the neutrals.
Mm-hmm.
They're not allowed by National Electrical Code, so we look for those. Then we're going to look at the breakers, and we're going to make sure that a 20 amp breaker has a 12 gauge wire or less on it. And then we're going to check the 15s. We're going to see if there's any burnt insulation on these. We're going to check to make sure that all the openings have some kind of a fitting or closure on them. We're going to check to make sure that even the larger breakers, such as the 40, 50 amp, 100 amps, are going to have the appropriate size wire. And then we're going to make sure that if these feed a sub panel, which this one does, we're going to go and inspect the sub panel too and see if it's a 2-wire or 3-wire to this or 4-wire to the sub panel.
Yep. That's
properly bonded, which is a pretty common thing. And quite often we see a lot of the circuits will have 6 gauge wire on a 60 amp circuit feeding a sub panel, which does not meet the exemption in the National Electrical Code because it can only handle 55 amps when it's feeding a electrical distribution panel.
Okay.
If it's feeding a single appliance, it can have a 60 amp breaker on it.
So in this case, I think that sub panel that you're talking about might be the one that's feeding the detached shop. Is that
Most likely, that's the detached shop is most likely the 100 amp. I haven't looked at the labels yet, but and then we've also got another 100 amp here, and that feeds another sub panel in this house.
Okay, good
So
deal.
I've got one for the shop, one for another sub panel. So
Okay.
this particular residence has 4 panels.
Got it.
So anyway.
Thanks for the insight, Gary. I appreciate it. So guys, that is why you hire an inspector to come over and look at your house before you buy it, because these guys know what they're doing and they know what to look for, and they will protect you and your investment. So that's a tip of the day. Until next time, take care.